I needed to be challenged, and I've seen a couple of people around the organisation with Fitbits and thought, well, if I get them to connect, they will really challenge me. And we started doing this, and we got a couple of us together, and we were winning on 60,000 steps a week and on the competitions and all the rest of it. And then things started to really gain momentum. I started to really feel good about myself. I seen my fitness levels changing, and it really got me thinking about where could this really go, because actually the improvement I've seen in myself, if it works for me, why can't it work for others? So what we then looked at was, could Fitbit help? And we got in touch with Fitbit Health Solutions through our account manager, and it was unbelievable. They really pulled out the stops for us. We took on the portal, everything started to take a different direction. No longer did we have to do the manual databases, which saved a lot of time. With using the actual health solution, there's a lot of advantages of using it in terms of being able to invite multiple people in. You're not restricted with the amount of people you take in where you are with the normal Fitbit app. And from there, we then started to really develop our journey. And within the organisation, it started to take pace. And the pace now, 3 years later, has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of what we've achieved. And I feel we've still got, quite a long way to go, but, it's really heading in the right direction.
Being a part of the Health and Hustle community is absolutely brilliant, because previously, like I said, when I've joined gyms and things like that, they could last sort of 5 minutes, and I'd do a few months at that and give up. But with the Health and Hustle, there's always the support there to keep you going. And in terms of the Fitbit, I know that I need to complete my 10,000 steps a day. So I've even gone to the point where I'm just walking up and down the living room just to get my steps in, because I need to beat somebody else within the Health and Hustle community. So it's good fun, it brings everybody together, and it gives us all a purpose.
So Health and Hustle is a great community more than anything. For me, it's like therapy. It's people that will check up on me, check that I'm still doing okay. It gives me that motivation. I'm a powerlifter, so I don't do a lot of cardio. But the Health and Hustle, it reminds me to get my steps in, to maybe take a flight of stairs rather than the lift. I think it can just encourage anyone to get active. Like I said, even if it's climbing the stairs rather than taking the lift, that's a start. You don't need to powerlift, you don't need to run a marathon, you just need to get up and walk somewhere.
Fitness saved my life, because when I went into cardiac crisis, my strong heart was able to resist that illness, that critical illness. If I hadn't had that, my heart wouldn't have survived and I wouldn't have made it. So fitness has paid me back. So prospective fitness will save your life as far as I'm concerned. This tool helped me get the fitness. I did look at others, but this one I think fitted into my idea better. The fitness then could be monitored through this, so I give myself constant challenges, but also constant feedback on how I'd done. And then in 6 months' time, when I said, oh my God, I only did 5,000 steps, I could look back and say, well, 3 months ago, I was only doing 2,000 steps. So it's helped me as far as mental awareness of what I was doing, and fed back when I was feeling depressed.
I think a Fitbit could play a huge role in people's recoveries of all ages, for the young, for the elderly, even somebody who's elderly and perhaps not as mobile. Your growth and your challenges to you are very personal, so if somebody's only doing, 500,000 steps a day, well, just try and up that by 50, 100, just to get yourself that little bit more mobile, and it gives them that encouragement and that incentive, something that they can see, oh, actually, I'm only at. Or the hourly reminders, they're great, the hourly reminders to stand up and move. And even if you only do those in a day, you're going to clock up quite a few thousand steps that you might not previously have thought of.
I think Fitbit's a really good motivator, and the patients that I've spoken to within the group, they're really motivated by what they see on their Fitbit. and actually seeing it, the fitter they are, the more steps they're doing, they can see their heart rates coming down, the fitter they become.
We do a lot of rehabilitation work with people, for example, that are survivors of cancer or people who've maybe had a cardiac event. In both of those services, gym work, fitness work is a really important part of recovery and rehab. So people typically might go on a 6-week rehab program that would involve that gym-based work, but what happens when they're not in the gym that day, you know, the rest of the week? What happens when they're at the end of their 6 weeks? Well, I think the Fitbit habit can really help people to progress and promote their health and well-being beyond that initial 6-week intervention.
Again, with what we're doing, it helps with the productivity. Now, if our productivity is good, what that returns in terms of patient care is also as important, because again, our people are on top of the game, being fit to treat.
I would recommend any organisation to take up a programme like Health&Hustle. It really engages the staff, it really promotes well-being, and it shows that the company actually care about their staff and their health and well-being.
The benefit for us, of those of us running the organisation, of course, is on culture and on morale. We are a healthcare organisation. The thing that we need to do is demonstrate that, and that's by championing health, both mental health and physical health ourselves. So if we're encouraging things that enable people to get active, to get to know each other, to become more friendly with each other, to develop new networks, I mean, that's just brilliant for the way the organisation works.
I've just reached my 5-year survival due to Health&Hustle, I will say. After probably about 6 months I should have had. I've reached 5 years, and Health&Hustle is a big part of that for me.